We're chasing comedy, working on jokes, working on bits, seeing what sticks, seeing what stinks. We're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.
Welcome to the Chasing Comedy Podcast. I'm Brian Scott McFadden, and my compadre Dustin Chafin is not here today. I am in Aruba, beautiful Aruba, and so joining us is someone I've worked with almost as much as I've worked with Dustin. Charles McBee is a talented comedian, writer. He's appeared on numerous TV shows, and he's a lovable guy, and he's very funny. And we've done a show called Current Offenses at Westside Comedy Club, which we do a lot, and usually once a month. And I want to welcome Charles to the show. How you doing, man? Welcome.
What's up? You just introed me like when you do a benefit and the non-comic intros the comic. So coming up, so Charles McBee. And then you listen.
I launched into the intro and immediately I go, I don't even know what to say. I never even asked you, like, what do you want me to say about you? So I did the basic hacking. He works clubs and lucky I didn't say clubs and colleges all over. And he's one of our favorites here on the show. You know, like I had nothing. I realized right in the middle of it. Thank you for pointing that out. But right in the middle of it, I realized, wait a minute, I got nothing for Charles. I don't even know what he's been on. I know that you've written for some things, and Charlemagne the God, etc. I should have mentioned that, but whatever.
No, it's
but
great.
I didn't even know if you wanted to mention that. But
I miss busting your chops, Brian. I haven't.
Yes. Yes. Likewise.
I haven't seen you in so long in person. It feels like so. It's good.
That's right. I was in the Middle East, and now I'm in Aruba. It's amazing how comedy puts you from the frying pan into the paradise. Paradise. Right. It's amazing. But so we'll talk a little about that. But what else have you done, Charles? You can do your own intro, right? Hold on. What do you want me to say about you, Charles? Let's do this again. What do you want me to say about you?
What do you want me to say? Right. Oh, whatever. Just make something up, which is always great when they say that crap. Whatever. All the stuff. It's been fun. It's been a fun ride. It's been a great comedy ride.
Good. There's what's that joke where the comedian introduces his fiance to his parents, and just before he walks in the door with her, he says, "What do you want me to say about you?" That's
great.
That's great. So used to that, but So on the show, as our enormous following knows, we deconstruct bits all the time, and that's what we'll probably be doing on the show. What have you been up to, Charles? What's new? Were you been any performing good places other than the middle? Luckily that you weren't in the Middle East, right? I was like Israel.
It was not luckily. I wouldn't. I wouldn't have been there.
You would have turned it down.
I would have turned it down. There's no luck behind that. Just good judgment.
I wasn't thinking. I didn't think it through. That's what. Basically. Horrible.
No, just been on my little makeshift tour. My independent tour I've been putting together. It's been great though. People have been coming out and shows have been like selling out. It's a weird but new journey, and it's been fun. So I'm just trying to get as dates continue to stack up. Just the name of the game now is to get more dates and more dates and more dates and all that good stuff.
Now, anyone watching or listening may not know, but Charles, you've been a comic for a long time, and you started this new kind of thing that you've been doing online, right? You want to talk about that? Where you're
the kids, the kids.
That's the kids today.
This new
These
thing
kids today,
the kids are doing.
Yeah.
So the short version of it is that, as we all know, begrudgingly, we've all been complaining in the back of clubs and in car rides to various places on the weekends that, this online social media thing is a thorn in our sides of the comedy purists who got into this thinking that I'm just one Comedy Central comedy blend, premium blend away from
premium blend away,
you know, from success and all the things, and slowly
sitcom stardom. Yeah, sitcom stardom is right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
One late night TV appearance, and I will have a development deal.
That's right.
And all my dreams will be completed. Yes,
that's right. That's right. And slowly but surely, you know, we get dragged, you know, by our nails, like by our feet, while our nails are in the gravel, into realizing that the social media is here. It's now. It's not only is it the future, it's the past at this point. Like we're playing catch up at this point. And so I took a year and decided that I'd spend just as much time as I did with stand-up. I'd devote that time to social media and just trying to figure it out. And I did that. And eventually I threw enough crap at the walls and something stuck, and a nice, cool community of people found me in this nostalgia genre. I didn't even know that was a genre or a niche. I didn't know that was a niche. But,
you have a niche and a genre. You've discovered a genre.
Yeah, I had no idea. So
your lane, shall we say your lane, your niche, your genre? Yes,
your lane. I don't even know what it is. The lane, the niche, the genre, the thing, all the things. I like to call it a community. It makes me feel more. Well, I guess this sounds kind of culty, also. But yeah, no, it's. I did a video and it was about, you know, eating cereal. And the premise of the cereal. Speaking of premises, the podcast. The premise of the joke was, how did we survive on cereal as a kid? Because they told us breakfast was the most important meal of the day. The most important meal of the day, they told us, and then they would hand us a bowl of sugar and chocolate chip cookies and dipped in milk, and be like, "All right, go be productive." And then they're baffled that, hey, Charles is, you know, he can't pay attention in class. We don't know why. It's just like, what are we doing? So I did that, and I went through the mascots. I was like, Tony the Tiger's on steroids. He's lifting cars over his head. Like, what does frosting does that to people?
And this was the first video you did. And this was the first video you did for this concept.
Yeah. Right. And I didn't know that it was you know, I wasn't saying I'm going to do nostalgia stuff. I literally was going through, like what I'm doing now. I was going through my joke book, and I was repurposing old jokes, old premises to perform for the camera, for Instagram or whatever. And so instead of showing a stand-up clip, because God forbid we show our actual art form.
You can't have that.
No. So I was taking the jokes and just redoing them as a rant, so to speak, or whatever. And I ran out of jokes. So I ran out of stuff to talk about. And so I started doing old premises from way back when that I never got to work on or never did in real life. And that just happened to be one of the premises. And it was just like, all right, well, I guess I'll try this. It literally was that. And it just blew up, and I was like, oh God. And then I ended up, because I panicked, and I was like, I did like 4 more cereal videos, because I guess I'm the cereal guy. But then I was like, I don't want to be the cereal guy. So I morphed into.
What's really interesting is you've seen stuff like this, but you're really good at this. Like your videos are really funny. They're fast. They have great like one-liners and jokes, and the way you cut them is really, really good. I've seen this, like, you know, you've seen this kind of nostalgia for this kind of thing, but you really, really, really nailed a kind of cool thing where you're going, okay, but this is really good. And there's stuff that I even forgot about that I've seen a few other videos where I go, oh yeah, what the hell was that? There was a couple of really good things. I'm blanking out, but there's like a few, like, because I don't know, you had stuff like about stuff you had in school, protractors and the pens that you had, you know, like stuff that I totally forgot about, you know? And so I was like, do people send in stuff? Like, how do you come up with that stuff? That's like a really good, you know.
So at this point, my DMs are flooded.
Yeah.
You know, which is great. But initially, it was And thank you, by the way. That means a lot coming from you, as you know. And we're buds, but I take your comments very seriously. I respect you a great deal, not as a person, but as a comic. I respect you a great deal.
Thank you. And that's all I need. Is to forget the person, forget my humanity. As long as my artistic skill set is appreciated, that's all that really matters to me, right? That's how exactly. That's how damaged I am. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
But I wanted to. I made a conscious decision that if I'm doing this, I still wanted to combine two of the things that I know I'm good at and that I know I take seriously, which is my writing. You know, I've been a television writer. I've written satire. I've written jokes for TV shows and award shows and whatever, and political all that stuff. And then my stand-up, my performance, my joke telling, all that stuff. I wanted to showcase those two things, which would separate me from just another schmuck talking about, you know, Ninja Turtles or whatever. And it's like, if I can really showcase, oh wait, this guy's actually like a comedian, or he's a wordsmith, or, you know, just they to really see that shine through. And then so now people will send topics and stuff. But even before, it was kind of fun because, you know, if you just sit and think, you can pull out just stuff from your mind that just kind of sit back and go, oh yeah, this, because there's a lot of things that I can't predict what people are really going to gravitate towards. So sometimes I'll do a thing that's like, everybody's going to remember this, and that'll be the thing that people kind of don't care about. But when I go some minutiae, some little whatever trivial thing that I'm just like, well, I'll talk about this. This was cool to me as a kid, but nobody else will probably know. That's the thing that gets like a million views.
Yeah, that's amazing. Adam, look, see if you can pull up one of Charles's videos if you can, because they're really good, or even the Tony the Tiger one, or one of those ones that, because he mentioned it, you're like, what's a good one that would, I mean, Charles, unless you have a recommendation of one, he might be able to like play like a little clip of one. Adam's really good at that. Just to have one that you might want to promote, or just one that really captures the spirit of the show. I think I saw one on the Hostess cakes. Did you do one on that with the? Oh my God, that brought. Oh yeah, Entenmann's. Yeah. Oh yeah. And some of the weird, you know, candies, like box candies and weird.
I just reposted one about the cigarette candies.
Yes.
It's just like, you know, any one of them are like, you know, they're pretty much all the same, similar formula, just different topics. But
yeah, and so many bad habits were inculcated in our youth from that. I mean, candy, cigarette.
I mean, you think about it now.
What? What were they thinking? You know,
yeah. I mean, all the things. And I think the thing that's cool about it is I'm being very satirical and sarcastic, but people, the fans or the people who are commenting, they're not taking that part seriously. The common thread is how great of a time it was, or how great it was before. Because a lot of my stuff, most of my stuff is pre-smartphone. That's the common thread, is pre-smartphone. So it's like how cool it was when the world moves slower and we talk to people and we, you know, all that kind of stuff. Even though I'm roasting something that was a big part of our childhood, people understand that it's more about like, man, how great it was. Even if we were looking at it through rose-colored glasses, it doesn't matter compared to like all the chaos that's, you know, we're going on today and stuff like that. It's just nice.
You and I have talked about this. You bring a lot of love to it. You bring a positive kind of like, it's not that kind of like these kids today with the thing. Yeah. It's like, nor is it that usual nostalgic thing where it's like, remember this? You know, like that, which you sort of want to avoid. Yeah. Hey, how about that, huh? And that's it. Yeah. That's the whole joke. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing. Hate that. You don't do that. You have really funny, you know, observations and wordplay and stuff like that you bring to it, which way is like, and it's really cut well. The things are really, really funny, and your passion for it is like infectious too.
Thank you.
So it's like,
That's the other part is the performance and the. I always say my little my little mental trick, because I'm learning now that it's a lot of mental mind freaks, right? The mental mind play games that you have to do is like, I like for the first couple seconds if somebody's scrolling or if somebody doesn't know me and they like, let's say you share my video or on Instagram or whatever in a story, Instagram story. Well, people don't know me. They're just looking at your Instagram stories. And so they're more inclined to just keep swiping because who am I? But if I can, I envision myself reaching through the phone and like grabbing them and being like, no, you stay. Right. And then they're just being like,
that's great.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
How many of them have you done? I mean, because if you haven't seen them, you got to check them out because they're really good and they'll take you down like memory lanes. Here, there's old presidents.
So that's those are my don't tells. Those are just the stand-ups. If you go to Reels,
go to Reels there. Yeah,
and then you can. I mean, literally, there. That one, the Scantron one is a good one. That one, I'm this old. Because it's so I had the thought that this would go. I mean, look, it did 6.8 million. The thought that this thing would be the thing that people would just clamor towards is crazy.
Now, what's that one? Which
one's a Scantron. Do you remember when you took tests in high school, like at the SATs?
Oh, yeah.
And you had to bubble in the letters or like,
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, what a nightmare, yes.
The C was always like, when in doubt, put C, like,
Yeah. Take just somewhere, just hit something. I remember just like filling in those little things and just going, we'll hit something in the middle. Maybe I'll fill in 3 of those or something and maybe I'll luck out and they'll. It was like hanging chads or whatever that when who'd that person vote for?
Yeah,
you don't even know. Like yeah. Well, whatever. We don't have to have this on the screen. We can do that in private unless we can find one. Can we actually play this on the? Can we actually play this, Adam? On
we could play one. Which one you want to?
You could play you could play the Scantron one. Because it just, you remember when you had to manually prove your intelligence by shading in tiny bubbles with military precision. First off, the number 2 pencil requirement, unnecessarily strict. Why number 2? What happened to number 1? Was it too powerful? Too opinionated? And if you even thought about using a mechanical pencil, the teacher acted like you just committed academic treason. Then there was the eraser betrayal. You would second guess your answer, erase too hard, and now your Scantron looked like it just survived a natural disaster. The machine was definitely reading that extra answer, and now just like that, you done failed algebra. And we all knew the sacred rule of test taking. When in doubt, pick C. Don't nobody know who started this, but we all lived by it. But the second you saw 3 C's in a row, panic set in. Ain't no way the test would do this, right? Now you sweating, debating on whether or not to change one. But what if that's the one you got right? Pure psychological warfare. And even worse than that, the accidental bubble misalignment. You cruising along, feeling confident, and then boom, you realize you done skipped the question 15 rows ago. And now your entire test done shifted. Absolute catastrophe. Do you go back and fix it, or do you have the nerve, the testicular fortitude, the vaginal valor to commit to the chaos and hope for the best? And let's not forget the Scantron light test at the end where you hold up your paper like a CSI detective looking for double bubbles. Because if the machine thought you answered 2, you got the whole daggone question wrong. Lord have mercy, Father God. Made me hurt my neck thinking about this. Kids today don't know the struggle. They got auto-save and backspace. Must be nice. Meanwhile, we had to fight for our academic lives with a wooden stick and a dream.
That's okay. There's so many jokes in that. Testicular fortitude. I don't even know where to begin. But the hook, what's the first couple lines? That's great. It's perfectly.
I don't remember. Whatever I said. Yeah.
Whatever you said. Well, no, but do you write this out? Do you read it off? How do you do
remember
it?
when we had to prove our something? Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Whatever. Scholastic fortitude or whatever the hell. Yeah. And your entire academic career was like over with. Yeah, because it hits hard. It's perfect for the internet, and that's great. That's a perfect one. I totally and pick C. I didn't even until you said that on the thing. I was like, oh yeah, I did. That's right. Pick what the hell? Why and the number 2 pencil? Yeah, whatever happened to number? No one ever had a number 1 pencil.
No.
Like why do they make? Or did anyone? Because I don't remember ever having Number 3? Is there a number 3?
Did we skip? Like, what did number 1 do that was so bad? And we were like, what? No one ever brings this up.
Now, what was it about like I'm a fellow person who's kind of like an analog guy in a digital world like you are. I always think of it that way. Like I grew up in an analog world, so I have an analog sensibility, but I'm in a digital world still. And so I still feel like I could go back to that, but these kids will never know that. Maps and stuff. Did you do one on maps?
Oh,
you know, like
absolutely. I did one on MapQuest. And they ate it up. Yeah, it was great because because
exactly. You're driving with, I mean, they have a thing where it's talking to you, but we were actually driving with a folding map, like that was open, obscuring the dashboard.
Oh, crazy!
Swerving.
We kept it in the glove compartment. It was like we're pirates, just sailing the seven seas, just trying to find buried treasure. It's insane. Absolutely, and just to the point now, you'll appreciate this. I was driving. We were going on a family little road trip or whatever, and my uncle and my dad are in the front seats, and he can't pull out of the driveway until the way, I think it was Waze or whatever, until the voice was Shaka Khan giving directions.
Wait.
Because now you can make the voice be a celebrity.
Oh, I didn't know you could actually had Shaka Khan was an option, right?
Snoop Dogg, all these different celebrities, you can pick a voice. So now it's not enough to just have some British woman condescendingly tell you you're going the wrong direction. Now it needs to be your favorite person. Yeah. It's like
I need Flava Flav telling me how to get the Dairy Queen. I get it. Right? Okay. Yeah.
Nuts.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. Wait, do these celebrities sell their voices? Is that actually somebody doing an impersonation of them, or is it actual celebrity voices?
They're licensing their voices to be used for. I mean, I'm sure at this point now you can AI a voice. But I think they were like licensing their voices to be used to, because you could even they had it before, because I used to use Waze back when I had a car, and you could use your own voice as well, which was weird, which was absolutely weird. They would have you record, turn left, turn up, reroute, blah blah blah, and then they would use it as your own voice. But I don't need that.
I hear my own voice in my head enough. Exactly. I don't need to have my own. But what? So what do you think it was? I'm just curious. Like, and we're going to get to writing bits in a second. But this is the premise of the show. But I wanted to give you a proper chance to talk about this, and I haven't even had a chance to interview you. But I've been actually interested in this because I'm like, all right, I want to know what the process is for these things, as well as what is it about this you think that resonated with you particularly, because because if you watch your act, you have a few maybe things or touch on this, but these are a deep dive. There's a specificity to this and an obvious fascination that you have and a nostalgia. What was it about this like particular topic that made that's going to be a lane that I really love or that I really want to dive into? Is there any particular
They kind of, like I said, they kind of found me because when I was initially doing these, I was just doing old bits and premises and just throwing stuff out there, and it kind of stuck. Yeah. And then from that, once that blew up, I just said, okay, our brain, don't self-sabotage. So I immediately said, all right, I got to make another one. So I made because that's the other thing. People were going, what about this cereal? What about that cereal? So I did like 3 or 4 cereal videos. And then I said, I don't want to be cereal boy or whatever this is.
Yeah.
So, but the common thread I would see in the comment section was more so I realized that it was more, man, our childhood was great, or I remember that, or this is bringing back great memories. So then I said, okay, well, what else did we survive back then other than cereal? So then I was like, how did we survive playgrounds? And then I did a whole thing on playgrounds back then. And
I think I saw you do with monkey bars and a monkey bar and that spinning thing, whatever that thing was.
Yeah, we're swinging on monkey bars like we're out training for Al Qaeda, and there's like metal slides in the middle of August. So I did that, and then I think how did we survive the county fair? We're watching Ferris wheels on top of Ford F-150s being parallel parked, and we're like, that's safe. How do we?
Yeah, right.
So that after doing enough of those of just like, how do we survive this? How do we survive that? It slowly morphed into just things from back then that just resonated with me, and I found myself having a lot of fun going down memory lane and talking about these things. And it kind of was a figure it out as you go type of thing. But eventually it was like, oh, this is actually kind of cathartic for me as well, because this is where I grew up. Like it kind of unlocked a lot of memories. Now I reference like my grandmother a lot in some of these stories and some of these bits. I reference like my mom and what she used to do. So I put a lot of personal takes and stories into these things. And so for me, it's just a nice kind of going back in time and back to a simpler time as I get older.
Now when you do the videos, like how do you do them? Like you write a general thing and you just rant and riff, or you like you have a script that you do, and then you kind of specifically, but you cut them together so just in case you make a flub or something, you can
Yeah, that's exactly it. I script it out, and I script it out, and it's not that. At this point, it's pretty like I'm pretty much in a flow, so I'll script it out. It's like a page, nothing crazy. A page long, and then I punch in the old studio voice studio term. I just go line for line. I memorize as much as I can in the moment, and then I spit it out, and if I flub something, I just do another take until I get it, and then I go all the way down, and then once I'm done, I literally just piece it together, and I record it purposefully on my laptop. I don't record it on my phone because I did a bunch on my phone. And the problem with that is when I go to edit it, excuse me, when I go to edit, I have to edit with my ears instead of editing with my eyes, because on like Final Cut or something like that, you can see the sound waves. You can piece it together like that, and it goes way quicker instead of having to go, well, when's the next time I talk and having to do all that.
Yeah. How long does it take for you to do each video? Like to have it from concept?
Probably if I'm locked in, a couple hours. If I'm locked in, just pretty easy. Sometimes if I'm being good, I'll write it the night before, so that all I have to do is wake up. I do these in the morning. I do it like first thing in the morning. So I just wake up, I wipe the crud out of my eyes, and then I just go. And that's it.
Now, your stand-up. Now, I think this is the last question I'm going to ask about this. Necessarily, we can always come back to this, but now when you're on the road now, and people come to shows based on discovering you through these videos, do you do anything visually with this to bring it to weave it into your shows? Have you done that yet, or are you planning on doing that, or do you just do your basic stand-up stuff with a few of these things like weaved in, or the people don't? What's the integration process if there is one?
So there's definitely an integration process. I made a concerted effort to, and as you know, because you've seen me work out like bits and stuff like that. I knew I was like, I'm working towards the road. I'm working towards building a following to be able to headline and do the road, and I want them to, I'm a stand-up at my core, and I'm a purist, but I'm also cognizant enough to know that I'm selling a product. And if people are coming to see a certain thing, I don't want them to be disappointed that they didn't get to see that thing. So I purposefully started writing bits that would serve them, but also serve me as a stand-up, which is what we would always go back and forth about. It's just like, wanting the bit is like, I can do the nostalgia, I can write a nostalgia bit, but it still has to be through the filter of a stand-up, of a respected stand-up comic, and not the nostalgia guy. And I learned that too, because I did, so I think I was in Chicago, or I was in the suburb of Chicago. Shows was going great. We're cooking with fish grease. Is awesome. And I'm doing bits that I'm was coming up with on the stage, right? Just coming up with stuff, just riffing, and I'm like, oh, that killed. That was a great bit. Oh, that was, getting off stage and writing it down. Oh, I just got, 5 extra minutes of new stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm excited. I get back to New York at, I think it was Gotham or something, and in front of an audience that doesn't know me for that. They're just a random crowd. Crickets.
Right. Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I'm like shell shocked. Like, what do you mean? I just killed this stuff, murder. And I'm like, oh, this was in front of people who already bought in. So I can't really trust. I can't go from that to here. I need to do the reverse and go from the people who know me from nothing. And once those jokes about non-laters or whatever is killing, then I'll know that it's truly funny based up to my standards, as opposed to just doing what works in front of like the crowd that's already bought in and excited to see me.
Yeah, that's always a tricky thing. If people are there to see you for this particular reason, they don't know who you are, then your online celebrity status or the particular thing that they love and want to hear is like, well, we don't know you. What's the next thing? So
I will admit though, I have like carved out kind of 2 lanes now and I don't mind it. Like I'll admit, like before I was kind of in a no man's land of comedy where I'm just like, am I political? Am I talking about this? Am I talking about that? Whatever I think is funny, it is what it is. And now I'm a little more disciplined in like, okay, yeah, I wouldn't, and not that I'm comparing myself to this person, but just using it as a model. I wouldn't mind having a Sebastian Maniscalco pathway of like, hey, people are bringing their families and their coworkers and I remember going to see him and it registering like, when his fans come out, they want to show him off to all their friends and family. It's not just like a singular comedy geek going, this is my favorite comic. This is like, everybody has to come and see this guy. And so even with Nate, I'm just watching and studying these guys and being like, oh yeah, it's pretty cool to Nate selling out stadiums at 4:00 in the afternoon. Like,
right.
Yeah, that's also a path you can take if you have a specific product that people are really invested in. So like, I'm a little more, when I'm in front of my crowd, like I'm not clean, but I'm cleaner. I'm not really doing as much like political or, heavy political stuff, less current offenses, if you will. But then when I'm back in New York or when I'm in front of just any, crowds that could care less, then I can get my other stuff off if I choose. But I kind of like being able to have like a brand, if you will, and like leaning into that and building on that on top of that. Because I can still do a bunch of stuff. I still talk about relationships. I still talk about, all the things. But because this nostalgia thing is such a broad umbrella that I can maneuver in so many different ways if I want to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, and what you bring to it is not that thing. I think we talked about this when we were talking about what you were going to do with this long term, like a one-man show or something like that, where it's not, these kids, like these kids, whether it's more about like, wow, we don't realize how wonderful that era was, what it gave us, what it left us with, because I look back on that and I'm so nothing but thankful. And I look at what's going on now and I go, guys, you'll never know what it's like to buy an LP record and to have that physical experience of waiting for that to come out and not having access to everything. And something does get lost in that. Everyone always thinks that technology only makes things better. Wow. And that is a naive perspective on technology. It gives us something and it takes something from us.
There's always a compromise. Yeah. What are we selling for convenience? What are we giving up for our convenience that this technology is supposedly bringing?
Yeah. I mean, I still haven't bought into Spotify or any of these things because I don't want to have that easy access to music. It frightens me. Like I actually want some limitations on what I'm able to get, because I appreciate when I hear a song and there's some struggle involved in getting to it. I don't know why. I know that sounds crazy maybe, but like, oh, I want to hear that song. And it's just so instantaneous and so easy for everybody. And there's something great about that, but there's something lost, and there's a magic that a certain group of people will never know. And I'm not being the old guy. You don't want to be the old guy on we had it. No, it's not even that. I see the benefits of having Spotify. Who doesn't?
It's also
awesome.
It's also affecting the music itself.
Yeah,
because when was the last time we got a classic album? When was the last, like, truly, unless you have certain artists like a Kendrick Lamar, at least certain these once in a blue moon artists who still consider themselves like artists in their true form. But I mean, when's the last like album that these people took a month to years to like try and put together? The Pink
conceptual,
Floyd, and now they're like, well, this is going to go on. This is going to go on YouTube anyway. Who cares? And they're just throwing stuff out.
Yeah, I don't know how you could possibly reenact that in the world as currently constituted, because all of that existed in that ecosystem where there were limitations, there was time that people had to devote to do that in the studio to do something. Now there's quick, you need a drummer or even human beings doing that. So there's a lot that goes into that where the world that we currently live in. And I've never been one to, and it's to my, great benefit and shame, but in the sense that I don't think about technology like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing. I go, oh, this is not going to end well. Like AI and all that. Yeah. Just trust me. You don't know how to see the end of this. You're celebrating, and I'm just going, no, this is just like
you're screaming at the gate while the kids play on the swings and the nuclear bomb goes off.
Oh yeah. It's the whole AI thing is just amazing. It's great now. And it's getting exponentially smarter, better, quicker. It's astonishing. I was just
talking to Sean Flynn at Gotham last night, and we were talking about how I was mentioning, like, it's not technology is not a 1 + 1 = 2 and then 2 + 1 = 3. It's a 1 + 1 = 2. Now 2 + 2 = 4. 4 + 4 equals. It's stacked. It just goes
crazy.
quicker and quicker and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It collapses on each other. So it multiplies. It doesn't add. So it's just going to get faster and faster and faster and faster and faster.
Yeah. So we're all going to die, is what Charles is saying, right? It's all going to die. Hopefully, he will have enough followers and be able to retire to the Barbados or somewhere or somewhere exotic, and we will live out our days, right? Like writing bits, which is what we're doing on this show. So that said, let's get it. What do you on the show is called Chasing Comedy. So we come up with bits that we're vexing, like bits that I have not been able to crack in years have been cracked on this show. Lines that need tweaking that are just driving me crazy, and what you got anything like that? You got what's a premise, joke, something. We also have a wheel of premises. We'll get to that in a moment, like that we spin on the show to get our minds motivated. But what do you got in your act or whatever that's that might be needing some love?
So here's the thing. Whenever I'm so quick to dismiss, like when something's not working, and we always talk about this, you will, you not letting that thing, you will crack that code if it kills you. And I'm like, on to the next.
I'm done. And I know.
You get 4 tries. I'll put you back to the shelf. You go, well, who's next? Yeah. So some of the stuff I'm like, I'm dusting off just to, there's one that I've been, for lack of better words, afraid to like try. Not afraid, but it's just like you see it in the book or you see it in the notes and you go, I'll maybe on the next one.
Yeah.
So basically, speaking of current offenses, it's the premise that like how vastly different boys and girls venture into manhood and womanhood. How vastly like I'm not saying God has a favorite, but if you're just going by how boys become men biologically and the journey of girls becoming women biologically, I could say that I could make a case that God was leaning more towards the boys being his favorite. I put it this way. Girls, what happens? 12, 11, whatever the case, they become, a woman biologically. They go through menstrual. They have their first period. There's bloodshed, carnage.
Yes.
Some teacher or their sister or their mom is handing them a tampon and saying, "Hey, good luck, sister. This is what it is. You're gonna have cramps until eternity, until you don't anymore, until you can't. Blah blah blah."
Yeah.
What happens when a boy becomes a man per se? He ejaculates on himself. That's his journey.
That's welcome. Welcome to adulthood.
Welcome to adulthood. You're having wet dreams. You're having, dreams about tits, and then you wet the bed in the best way possible. Okay. It's just like, I don't know, this some way of.
So there's a bit here. So let's see. So we first thought I have is like. Is to come up with a movie analogy, because with women it's There Will Be Blood is the movie that captures what happens to one, and then you got to have one for a man. It's like I don't have anything here, but there's got to be something like Titanic, but the bursting of the dam, flow, something with flow, wetness, a hot, wet American summer, something where there's an explosion. Oh no, it's got to be what's a movie about like a volcano exploding or Vesuvius, or if there is one. If there was a famous movie where there was a volcano, that would be really funny. What's a Pompeii? Like lava. There's lava. That's what you want to get is like something. What you want to get is, so you don't have to say, something dirty. You can say there's lava flowing. That's kind of funny, right? There's lava flow. It's a disaster movie.
It's a disaster movie.
Okay,
But it's a disaster movie of the. I guess if the disaster was the greatest pleasure known to man, it's like we can't help. And by the way, I'm also trying to do it without like. It's tough because I don't want to divide the room. I don't want to offend. Like that's why I wouldn't literally say, "Oh, God likes guy." I know a guy is better, a boy is better. Like because I know that would immediately alienate or offend. But it's just like how vastly different of a thing that is, to where the thing is with guys, we can't stop. We can't stop coming. By the time you hit 12 or 11 or whatever it is, you literally it takes over you. We can't stop coming. Meanwhile, the chances of a woman reaching orgasm, slim pickings. Yeah, it's just maybe I say I know women have it harder than guys, or I don't know. Maybe I don't want to pander, but. Something to where
you're dealing with a sensitive issue, so you need the specificity of the language and the wording to be really, really good. Yeah, something they both involve fluids. Yeah, right. There's flow. There's a lot of fluid flowing. There's a lot of liquid being expunged. But for women, that's a way in. There's fluid involved in both of these journeys to adulthood. But women, it's There Will Be Blood, and men is Waterworld. You know what I mean? Like, so, not that, but like, the Shape of Water, or the shape. I wish there was we need something that's like lava, it's a lava lamp. I mean, like you'd say, well, women, it's a bloody carnage, and men, it's a lava lamp. It's a flowing river of desire, you want to make it something like that. I mean, sometimes we don't nail the premise on the show, and sometimes we don't nail the exact joke.
I think that's the direction. It's going to be in the wordplay. It's going to be in the
fluid, flowing, rivulets of rivulets of passion, but men nowhere to put it. That's the other thing. It's just going everywhere, and men don't have a place to put it. At least women get to tell you this is what you do with that, and you have all kinds of products in the store for that particular eventuality. But for men, we're
just
given
changing our
absolutely
sheets
no.
frantically.
Yes.
Hoping our mom doesn't.
Our Fruit of the Looms are are soaked in that's a great, our Fruit of the Loom, and all you have is Fruit of the Loom. You want it to be soaked in, you can't say
no.
Desire, passion, desire, passion, out of controlness, a random. Oh God! See, this is where the show gets. I always hate when because I'd stop the tape now and go on and get a thesaurus, which is what I usually do, and go rivulets, passion, but just like something viscous, viscousness of I have ruined. Many a man has thrown away numerous amounts of Hanes underwear. It's like a killing fields of Hanes underwear, like that. There you go. Something like that. It's getting closer. Right?
There's a whole graveyard of Hanes underwear.
That died on the battlefield of boys' journey into manhood. It's like this. What's that movie 300? Right? It's like the 300, but with Fruit of the Looms.
There's maybe, and there's also maybe something of just like, though the journey, though it's a more painful journey for women, there's also, though, there's books, you're going to get sat down. It's looked upon as this is natural. This is Mother Nature. This is how it is. Blah blah blah. With boys, no one even mentions it. They just go, well, he's in the shower again. Like it's just It's shame. Yeah. It's a
river. I mean, you could say a flowing river of shame. Hormones, shame, hormones, shame. It's just testosterone. There's a huge, the killing fields of testosterone. It's a killing fields of it's a hormone killing fields. Like that. You gotta. Me. I'll be sit for 9 hours writing hormone killing fields. What you don't want to say those dirty words, but it's but it's like, oh God, what I'm trying to think of like what, where you're, your father, a child sperm donor, I was a sperm donor at a very early age. I don't want to say those things, you know what I mean? Every guy becomes I never knew I was a sperm donor. I donated a lot. I gave.
You're like, what's that video? What's that like? You ever seen that video of this? I think it's like what's the fish that's a horse? The horse fish.
Seahorse.
Seahorse. You ever see the seahorse? Yeah. Just
yes. It's just spraying kids. What is it? It's just that's actually really funny. Yeah. If you like said, did you ever see a seahorse? The way they reproduce. I think they did. They just you want to talk about it?
Children just explode out of their body.
Yeah, they got Ron Jeremy's got nothing on a seahorse, right? Like if you've ever seen that, go watch Animal Planet or the Discovery Channel and watch a documentary on the seahorse if you want to see real underwater porn, right? because there is oh God, that's pretty funny. There's almost something there. Yeah, this is what we get to on the show. A lot of times we go, there's almost something in the ballpark. This is where Adam comes in, and usually we'll have like sea monkeys. Oh, sea monkeys is a great reference, by the way. Like, you remember that? You remember those sea monkeys? Do you remember that? Yeah, they had that. You should have done a thing on that. Do you remember what that is? Do you know what that is? Do you know what sea monkeys? Did you ever have that, or was that before your time?
I think that might have been before my time, but I remember. I didn't remember learning about sea monkeys.
Yeah, no, but sea monkeys are this thing you would send away for on the back of like a cereal box or something. It would say sea monkeys. You'll have like pets. They're actual pets, and look it up. We did it. We did this on the show once, didn't we? Yeah, we did this on the show once. We did sea monkeys, and it's just basically they were brine shrimp. They came in the mail in a packet, and you would pour them into water, and you would see these little. Yeah, it was like, do some. If you do something about that, that's a little early for for maybe your audience, but it was something that I just vaguely recall, people doing and going, what the hell is that? And they said you would have a family of them. I think we literally talked about this on the show one time, and I think Adam actually called up photos of the actual ads. Well, we have that's a good one. We got something for the. I think the liquid thing, the wording of that has to be really, really specific because, here we go. C-Monk.
Wow.
$1.25.
There's the ad.
Yeah, that's the one we had on the show. Yeah. Send away. You would actually send away. I don't know how people remember that. People would send like a check or a money order for $1.25. How do you? Because you had no kids didn't have credit cards. What?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, that is some twisted, weird stuff right there. Yeah. Maybe we don't mention this anyway. Some very twisted things on there, but I remember Colin Quinn had this great joke. I saw him in a club before he was I think around the time when he was just taking off and stuff, and he had a great joke where he was talking about in the shower, what men do in the shower,
right.
And he said, my girlfriend came in. And there's evidence of love at my feet. I just remember that. I never forgot that. I thought that there I am, corpus. He said something like, "There she catches me in corpus flagrante." We see like Colin used to use these great words in Latin. He was like Latin. She caught me in corpus flagrante, evidence of love at my feet. Okay, if you can get something in that ballpark of that, you got a great thing there. So, all right, well, that's something. Is there anything else?
Yeah.
There's something.
It's in the language. It's in the said but not said, the unsaid, the description.
Well, I think when you introduced it right away, my ears caught that saying, okay, that's a great premise. I'm in. Like where you go now, you have to get somewhere. Right away, I go men, women. And I have to say men because I didn't know which side. I did have to say that I didn't know which side you were going to give the advantage to because I feel like if you look at it from a woman's perspective, she's bleeding everywhere. So that could be pretty bad. So maybe God is favoring, but men going through this living hell, maybe the blood thing isn't as bad because both involve liquid, both involve fluids leaving the body, both involve a certain level of emotional confusion and anguish.
Yeah.
Okay. Both involve major cleanup. There's a lot of cleanup involved.
Yeah.
Okay. Both involve the potential ruination of your entire underwear collection. I mean, if you really, you could go down that route too, where you go, what? And they're both equally horrible.
Maybe I leave it up to them. I don't make the decision.
That's
I leave
great.
it up to them, and I just kind of give the
yes. Talk about a wardrobe malfunction. I went through an entire, my entire life. All of my allowance was spent, rejuvenating my underwear collection. Based on the amazing outlay and my own viscosity that I had as a young child. Like if you do it like that, I mean, I was just a flowing river. I was an infinity pool, basically. Okay, there was you got a lot of words like that, and you're going, okay. I got an infinity pool below. I'm an infinity pool below the waist, an infinity pool of something, and that's good. That's good. I don't have anything this week that I'm working on. I actually cracked a joke, but I don't really want to talk about it until I do it on stage because it's probably not going to work on here. But I one joke that I've been dying to figure out, and I'm going to probably do it. We have a show tonight. I'm going to try and whip that one out. About why. Yeah. You know what? Oh, there is one about laughter. No, I'm not going to do this on the show. Yeah. So we're going to do the wheel of, what do we call this? The wheel of premises? What do we?
I think we have it as the chasing comedy wheel of bits, but I think the premise wheel might be better.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
The premise wheel. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So let's see what we got here.
Chasing the wheel of bits. All right. Spin that baby. What do we got?
So we got a mystery of certain pet ownership. So kind of like weird pets or or pets that it doesn't make sense why somebody owns them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. This is. I might have something for this, and Charles, you'll enjoy this about me, because you know how I like beat bits to death and work on them ad infinitum. One of the problems on the show is always that I go, I'm still working on this thing that I've been working on that we've talked about 40 times on the show, right? like my waiter bit. I still need one word on the waiter bit. I'm still not happy with the waiter bit. I always think of myself as like Louis Kahn, who was a great. Who was one of the greatest architects of all time. Unfortunately, he only has 5 buildings, right, that he designed, because he was such a perfectionist.
Right.
So I'm the Louis Kahn of comedy. Like, I'll work on something and I'll get it down, but it's taken me 9 years to get the What Women Want routine, or the CNN guy, or my boarding bit. It takes forever, but they're really great.
But they're great.
But, yeah, they're great bits.
I know you were mentioning at some point doing a special. Are those bits anywhere in a capsule for people to enjoy 1,000 years after you're gone?
I think my dry bar special definitely has a version of What Women Want on it. My Letterman thing has What Women Want.
Okay.
That on Letterman, I have a whole new kind of bunch of stuff that hasn't been done, which is the stuff I'm honing now. Some of the stuff about that boarding routine has never really been done. I don't think I did that on the special, on the dry bar special. I don't think that was honed yet. But some of my stuff is now special worthy and ready to be released into the wild.
You're like Dr. Dre. That Detox album is
oh, is that what it is?
On that album for us since 1994.
Oh, that's great. So weird pets. Well, here's my first take on this, my first salvo, and then we'll have Charles take a whack at this. But like I was like, I always think it's one of the more frightening things is when I was doing online dating, I always thought that the one thing there's nothing more frightening than a woman who owns a parrot. Okay. I always thought there's nothing scarier. I hate to say this, but if you're a woman and you're out there and you own a parrot, there's definitely some psychological stuff going on there that we need to talk about. But because you need an animal that you can converse with or something. There's just I don't know what the joke is, but a woman walking around with a parrot on her shoulder I've seen that in sometimes, and it just frightens me. I'm sorry. There's just something amiss. I'm not sure what the joke is, but that always scared me. Guys with snakes, that I don't know what that's about. I don't have a joke for it, but it's like when you see a guy, showing up at the motocross show or something, or the car show, and he's got an anaconda. It's like I don't know what issue is being worked out there. What's that about? I don't even know. I hope that the snake could eat the bird and both could cancel each other out. That there would be something they should meet. Both of them should date. That's what I'm saying. The guy with the snake and the woman with the bird. Then they can. I don't know. We will kill two creepy.
Literally kill two birds, or kill one bird with one snake.
Bird, with one snake. There you go. Kill one bird with one snake. All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's something there.
I think Nate McIntosh. I think he said this, or it's like a pet should be something you can pet. It's in the name. It's like why do you have a crocodile in your apartment? Right. I feel like a pet should be something that seemingly it should be able to invoke that it wants to be there. There should be something about it that is able to communicate, hey, I like being here. That's why dogs make great pets. They're there and they're like, hey, there you are. And they're happy to see you. They're sad when you're gone. They want to come home. It's cool. There's no way to be able to tell that a gecko wants to be there. There's no consent there. You're just holding animals hostage that are supposed to be in the wild.
Well, that's funny. There's no consent. You need affirmative consent when you have a pet. And and I'm not sure a Komodo dragon can give you that.
Yeah.
Right. Right. I'm not sure if you have a Komodo dragon in a pen in your apartment. That's. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's that's a hostage situation. That's a kidnapping. That's Komodo napping.
You're trafficking Komodo dragons. You're Komodo trafficking.
You're Komodo trafficking. You're a Komodo trafficker, is what you are. You're not a pet owner.
Yeah, no.
You're a Komodo trafficker. You're a pet trafficker. You're a exotic animal enslaver. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know what it is. It's like, even with like I see people, they have like these turtles. It's just like, there's no way a turtle can invoke like, hey, I'm happy to be here. It's just you just have it in a bowl or whatever.
Yeah. There's never like they don't pick, and they can't pick you out of a lineup. I think that's a key part of pet ownership right there. If they can't pick you out of a lineup, I don't think you've never seen a guy come home from overseas of one of those videos of like a guy, and the turtle is really happy to see him. Right. If the turtle doesn't even register a change in heart rate. If you're coming home, hey, he's back from Afghanistan, and hey, Boxy, look, and there's nothing coming from the turtle. You got a hostage situation. That's not pet ownership, right?
That's such a great. That's such a great visual and analogy to you. You come home from Afghanistan. There's no turtle just
running out the door,
enthusiastically happy to.
If anything, they're running the opposite way because they're frightened that you're going to kill them, right? Like most of those animals are terrified of you unless you have a piece of raw meat or some berries or some fresh fruit to give them. But other than that, okay, well, there you go. We nailed Charles McBee on the first shot at the wheel of premises, hits it out of the park, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I think that I maybe we should end on that, because I don't think we can top the guy coming home and being greeted by a box turtle. Okay, I don't know.
Such a funny visual. Then there's the opposite end of the spectrum where people have like bears in their home. It's just like, this is the family bear, and it's like, all right.
Wait, they have a bear? I haven't seen that. I've seen the bear
on Twitter or Instagram. You'll see, here's the family with the pet bear, or and then there's some cases where might be in like overseas or somewhere. It's just like he has a pet lion or a tiger.
Tiger King, the Tiger King guy.
All right.
But there's something funny about the idea that if you have a bear in your house, he's taking you for a pet, not the other way around. Like you know what I mean? Like usually those videos, it's like, oh, look, a bear came in the house. Yeah, because he's trying to get a pet for himself, right. And you're going to be that, and
you're in his house.
Or lunch. Yeah. That house is now the bear's house, not your, you know what I mean? You're not fooling. You're not taking that bear. He's taking you. So there you go. All right. Well, that was good. All right. Well, I don't want to belabor this. I don't want to take any more of your time, Charles. You've been a great guest. Thank you for coming on the Chasing Comedy podcast. You want to plug anything? Do you want to where can we find you, or give all your social media info on the show, just in case somebody is watching and wants to follow you more, or whatever?
Well, you can follow me at Charles McBee. That's MCB as in boy, EE. On all the socials. I put all my dates out, and then charlesmcbee.com is where I put my dates up for if you want to see me live and all that good stuff. So that's pretty much everything.
All right, there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Charles McBee, another episode in the books for the beautiful and fantastic Chasing Comedy Show. Please follow us, give us a like, tell your friends, follow us. This is where comedy comes to be revivified and honed and tweaked, and that's what we do here. It's awesome. So Adam Holtz, always a pleasure. Great. Thank you for being quick on the draw on the wheel and the Sea Monkeys video and Charles McBee's video as well. Okay. Yeah. And check out Charles's stuff. It's great. It's really funny. It's clever. It's engaging, and you'll really love it. So there you go.
Well, folks, that's our show. It's time for us to go. Make sure to follow us, give us a like, drop us a comment, and always subscribe. We're Chasing Comedy on all the socials. We hope you had a gas, had some laughs, and maybe you learned something too. Until next time, we're Brian and Dustin, and we're Chasing Comedy.